How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? And to all of my listees out there, I'm Chito2500, and as you may have noticed, no suit, no applause, no nothing. And do you want to know why? It's because not only has this whole debacle has grown ridiculous and, of course, immature over the past few weeks, but one of us is going to have to end it sometime, right? Now, the very reason why I'm going to end this, and as you see in the title, is the final day of this whole debacle, and you may have noticed that I even downgraded into a normal rant, because honestly, from what I observed so far for the past 2 weeks, up until now at this point, it's just simply immaturity. And basically what prompted this, I'm going to get to that now, is that one of the people that commented on the last rant, which is an epic one, which I may have been too harsh, by the way, I'm sorry for hurting your feelings, but he also predicted that this was going to be true though, so let me pop it up for you. So you might as well say that Leviathan and Kendo are a couple of man-children here, and because it's the final day though, I guess I better make this good, right? So, let's start with our very first clip of the day.
Okay,
Sounds
then let's
good.
go for RP route. Alright, RP route then.
Bet.
Alright, Bright, you stick on me.
Bet.
RP.
Bet.
Alright, I need an August and a Leon.
It'd probably be best if me and Chito just went to two different ends of the room, though. Low key.
Shut up. RP! Shh. Hello.
Well,
So-
that's cool.
We're moving. Actually, I'm actually following Cheeto's work, low-key. I'm sorry. Please, no.
This is
Wait,
cool.
Bright,
Not
stop.
like this.
Please stop it, Bright. I give up.
You're coming with me. They're gonna see what has brought you here.
Can't believe this. Damn bastard.
You made me do it. I'm just saying.
I didn't mean to, man. I didn't mean
Yeah.
to.
But because of your betrayal and everything else under the belt,
I didn't mean to for all this time. I'm telling you. Just help
you
me.
shouldn't have been lying all the time, man. Like, I literally have done everything in the book to literally try to do things right by you.
No, it's not your system. Don't you worry about it. Your equipment is fine. The reason why I had to mute some of that is because they were playing a copyrighted music, a variation of God Bless America. And of course, though, because it's kind of widely popular, though, I couldn't risk letting it play on the channels, or on the video, I mean. So, long story short, though, basically, is like, they sort of planned all of this and everything. They did a half-assed skit or whatever, saying that America is better off without me. Now, before I get to the details of that, though, I'm going to show you a second clip which further, proves that Usurper is right about them being man-children. So take a look at this next clip.
Tito, we have important information.
You mean the about me thing?
We
What the fuck is it? Yeah.
we got you a job application from New York, dude. Around your area. You should take it. What? Are you gonna sign up?
TJ, shut the fuck up. We're talking here.
Don't mind her. She's just a little hostile.
She couldn't
So-
carry us in a siege match because she's asked.
So I'm gonna send you the link, okay? All right. You should definitely tap on it.
And if y'all think that was immature and toxic, wait till you see Exhibit C.
Dude,
Why not? Why not?
Jesus Christ, dude.
Don't touch that sword. That's the
Not Che-
almighty legendary sword of the
Cheeto, why would you
speaker.
come in, Cheeto?
Tight,
Yo,
you're
this is
fucking
your special sword, dude. Wait,
Push
what
me.
did you say? We're not hiding anything. There's
Maybe
nothing to
not.
hide.
push
Oh,
me.
no.
But we know stuff that you're still hiding, my boy.
No. Wait a minute. Wait.
I'm recording that Titan. Just make me whip out my dick, dude.
Wait, which one?
Oh my god.
Fucking Zach,
bro.
in my truck, you bitch.
Wait, this isn't the right map. Why is it saying
Wait.
Lampedo?
Wait, what?
Who'd you get this map from?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, who got it from Pedo 2500?
No, it says at the top of the
Oh wait, it does. Oh,
thingy.
shit.
It says it's a
Yeah,
this
it says
version is
mention
ended,
Pedo.
dude. Do you get this from Leviathan?
It says, wait, where?
They turned your city into a
A shit show. A dildo.
it's just
Fat
pedo at the
17-inch
stop.
dick.
Like it
I
doesn't show
don't
the
want
C.
to
It
be
says
on
the
a pedo,
pedo.
If this is all you can do for the past 2 weeks, then you guys are seriously in trouble. Cause honestly though, you've just proved to me that you can be childish and immature at this point, because you've literally tried everything by the book. Before I get to that though, and before I get to the evidence at hand, let's review the earlier evidence you got against me. Now, I'm gonna tell you in just 2 things. Your evidence is weak, and your evidence is biased. I'll tell you why. For the first part, everything that I have said before, whatever's in my videos, and whatever is on my website, is basically available for the public to see. So what you're trying to say is that, oh, I got evidence that Cheeto is this and Cheeto is that and everything. All you did was just look at it and just simply pick them, you know? Find all the negative parts about me and say, hey, this is my evidence. Chances are, though, the public may have already seen that piece, so it wouldn't carry as much weight as you would have hoped. Which leads me to the second part of it, which is bias. Because all you're doing is just picking and choosing all the negative stuff, like I said, though, and quickly throwing away all the good stuff that I have. But since all my good stuff it clearly outweighs the bad, though, you don't have much, do you? So all you have to go on is pretty much my word or whatever, or your word. And that's about it though. And yet trying to gather all these other people who are either completely unrelated to us or pretty much your friends and all that stuff and tries to make it stronger per se though. But chances are though, most of these guys are just faceless nobodies who aren't even there in the first place. So pretty much it makes no difference. All you're doing is just poisoning their minds. That's all. And now we can get to the first evidence of the day. You see though, you screwed up, Bright. You really did. Because during that clip though, my biggest claim to infamy, as you so claim, is that I lie all the time. So what are you trying to say, right? Is the earlier evidence that you gathered mean nothing now? Does it contradict itself? Does everything that you have gathered up to this point basically says that whatever negative things that you thought you have against me turns out to not be true at all? You get what I'm saying? You just literally contradicted yourself, bro. Enough said. And yet you did exactly what I thought you were going to do. pretty much the same thing over and over and over again, thinking that this time might be it. But before I get to that second part of this though, I'm just going to continue reviewing the evidence. So that's basically your first evidence though, but here's the thing. If you say that America is better off without me, why in my last rant that there's not much activity on it? It's pretty much you guys commenting multiple times. There's like maybe 5-10 people in there or something like that. But yet it looks like there's much more than, because some of you commented multiple times. And yet the amount of likes and dislikes is just minimal. But yet my view count keeps going up though, but yet that's about it. That's pretty much the impact you guys have. But yet what I have done in that rant pretty much drove you to do this. But hey, not my fault. Alright? I call it as it is. And if you don't like it, boo-hoo. But anyways, let's move on to the second piece of the evidence. Now, Usurper is correct, like I said, on one thing, that you are a couple of man-children. Now you're resorting to RPs or bullying job applications. Or if you saw at Exhibit C, though, messing up one of my maps and all that stuff. But here's the thing though, again, that's pretty much all you can do. And I'm going to get into greater detail in that real soon. So basically, since you messed up my map, I still have the original copy. Since you want to bully me or whatever, that's it, whatever, I don't care. And then we'll just try again tomorrow. So basically, you're pretty much doing the same thing over and over, like I said. And yeah, now to break it down real slow for you. When it comes to my evidence, right, it's strong and circumstantial, and I'll explain that in just a bit though. The reason why it's strong is because it's not readily available to the public, and some of you have indirectly provided it to me in the first place though, thinking that I might not be able to do much with it though. But contrary to the being though, you forgot that I have all this equipment though, so you ended up trying to tell me that, hey, make a fool out of me. And that's exactly what I did. You pretty much asked for it at this point. And now that I say that it's circumstantial, right, I can argue this though. Because of the evidence at hand though, I can easily argue that both Leviathan and Kendo have came and worked together and planned all this at the very beginning, and basically just, you know, trying to bully me or just trying to ridicule me in every other form they can. And I think that explains what happens 2 months ago when, again, Leviathan and Kendo were in the same room as me. Well, before they were Kendo, that is. And at that moment, though, our friendship was over. That night, it was done. And yet, I didn't see you guys as friends anymore. I just pretty much saw you as another acquaintance that I really don't have to talk to. And that's about it, though. And speaking of that, though, I really don't invite you guys. I really don't associate with you. I don't even talk to you anymore. But yet the fact of the matter is that your constant invites, basically up to the point where you're even stalking me on a custom games browser lobby, just tells me that my life is way more interesting than yours. And yet the impact that I've made is greater than I ever thought it would. And if you don't believe me though, think about this way. In the morning, I'm pretty much the first thing you think of, right? And pretty much the last thing when you go to sleep. Now, if you put it this way, right? It means that subconsciously, I'm in there. I'm always on your mind when it comes to that. You can try to resist inviting me and all this stuff, but yet you're gonna find yourself doing the same thing over and over and over again, hoping that one of those times would be enough. Well, guess what? If you're doing the same methods and yet you see that it's not working, what does that tell you? It basically means that you're limited to what you can do and not that what you cannot do. Now, I'm going to ask this question periodically throughout this video. So basically, here's the question. What more can you do besides the things that you've already done? And that's my question from me to you. And now I'm going to get into the very reasons why you're pretty much limited in that way. When it comes to strength and power, most of you assume that they're both are one and the same. Truthfully be told, they're not. And I'll explain the differences right now. In this case, of course. Granted, you all have strength in numbers. You all have strength in skill. You even all have the strength in manipulation and getting other people to join your cause. Well, guess what though? When it comes to power, I have the advantage. And you want to know why? It's not this. It's up here. The power of intelligence. The power of all the technology at my disposal. And pretty much the power to reveal who I truly am at this point. So, think about it this way, right? When was the last time you've done something different? When was the last time you ever tried something else? As a matter of fact though, like I said before, and I'm going to ask this question again, what more can you do besides the things that you've already done? You pretty much try almost everything at this point. But yet you're going to find yourself continuing this ridiculous cycle over and over again, trying to regain that little power that you don't already have. At this point though, your power is depleted. You're basically just throwing in the towel. You're just half-assing everything now. And now you're trying to resort to, threatening me and all this stuff, or trying to like bully me, or basically doing more than what you should. But as you can see though, it's called the power of the individual. And yet because you all clearly underestimate me, you didn't expect this, did you? Basically, unlike me, you know what you all are? And I'm gonna really hit home for you. All of you are just a bunch of faceless nobodies whose only claim to fame is being in one of my videos. That's pretty much it though. Other than that, all you guys are just faceless nobodies. But in some of your cases though, you're not just a faceless nobody, but you're also a voiceless nobody. How many of you know who Brightside XIII is? How many of you know who Juggernaut 9296 is? Or how many of you know what this guy is? Or who this guy is? You see the point? Basically what I'm trying to say is that all of you are just sheep in a flock. You pretty much look all the same to me. And when I turn on my Xbox or whatever, whenever I play my video games, what I see behind the screen, I just see my game. What do I hear behind that screen? Voices. Voices that I will never ever meet in real life. Voices that I've grown to know. Pretty much voices that can do nothing more than what they've already done. So for all of you bullies, haters, and trolls right now, how do you feel right now? And this goes for Kendove and Leviathan too. How do you feel right now that you hear all this? And basically, what I expect you to do is just basically go down below, comment all the mean, nasty things saying, oh, I'm wrong, oh, this and that, and dislike the heck out of this video as much times as you can. Basically, you're doing exactly what I want you to do. Because subconsciously, like I said, I'm in there. I'm the first thing you think about and the last thing you think about. Hence, all these constant invites that you're giving me and everything. And which is why I don't think you exist at all. It's like I said before, this doesn't affect me. This is just, another day at the job. But that's just about it though. I'm just a voice on the other side of the screen, just like yours. But the difference between me and you is that people actually know who I truly am. And what I've done over these past 10 years of my life. And beyond that. You want to hear some more truths? Basically, all you guys ever done to me, the betrayal, the backstabbing, the sinister deception, pretty much everything you have done so far up to this point, are only just temporary fixes to temporary happiness. You want to know why? Because here's the thing. Say that you bullied me for one day, right? Oh, you feel great at first, right? But yet, that feeling is going to go away after a while. Perhaps hours, perhaps days, or perhaps even weeks. But you're gonna find yourself coming right back at me, basically doing the same thing over and over again. It's basically you're putting yourself in an endless cycle, like I said. Because the impact that I have done for you, like I said, it basically resonates with you. It's on the back of your mind almost all the time. But then you might feel exhausted afterwards. You might feel compelled to do this though. I'm pretty sure that when you go away and all that stuff, you kind of feel bad inside though. But yet, in order to alleviate that miserable and sad feeling inside, you respond with anger and jokes aside, just to make sure that that hole in your heart is filled with my misery, supposedly. But as you can see though, you can see me not reacting to you that much anymore. You can see me pretending that you don't exist anymore. But yet, because some of you don't like the feeling of being ignored, instead, you've all come to me. But you may think that, oh, I don't need Chito. Oh, Chito's all alone, this and that and everything. Well, subconsciously speaking, you need me. I'm your source of power. I'm pretty much the holy grail of your campaign. Because without me, though, your life pretty much has no meaning to begin with. And speaking of life, it's still way more interesting than yours, apparently. Because if it wasn't the case, though, you would not believe that I was this or I was that. If instead, you would believe that I was worthless and not even worth talking to. So, if I'm as worthless or a waste of time as you claim, why still come back? You know? Because subconsciously, you still need me, like I said. So once again, I ask, what more can you do besides the things you have already done? If at this point you say nothing more, congratulations, you're not as dumb as I think you are. But if you say a lot more, well, I can't help but feel sorry for you. But anyways though, I think I had about enough of trying to reveal the truth to you and everything. But if you choose to ignore everything I said at this point, then ignorance will be your downfall. And basically, you just told me that I won. And like I said, this is just the final day of all this. And here I am making you look real foolish and real empty inside. Yes, I do have that impact. And yet some of you may claim that I'm an asshole, but I'm an asshole when I need to be. So, yeah. I'm just going to say this. At this point, none of you deserve an apology. None of you. I'm not going to say that I apologize or whatever. I'm just going to simply say you got what's coming to you. However, though, there is one more thing that I'm going to say. And it's quite unexpected, though. As a matter of fact, this is the very reason why I'm even making this the final day. You want to know the truth? Here's the thing. I'll sum it up in 3 words. I forgive you. Yep, that's right. I actually forgive you. Not for some of it, but for all of it. The betrayal, the bullying, the ridicule, the humiliation, pretty much everything from start to finish. For putting me through all this. The same way that I forgave Mr. A-Rocks for giving me 5 years of hell in the clan's life. I'm going to forgive you all this for the same things too. But yet, what I'm trying to tell you is that you just really can't hurt me that much. Not anymore. You may have got under my skin, or you may have got a reaction out of me the first time around. But then again though, the more you do it, the less effective it becomes. I'm just trying to say is that, you should really, stop while you can. And try to find forgiveness in your heart towards me. Because if you can't forgive me, then you're going to be stuck in this perpetual cycle. And just basically just trying to do something that you can do and not what you cannot do. I'm sorry to say this, but there's literally nothing more you can do at this point besides the things you've already done. I don't know how many times I have to tell you this, but I'm afraid that this is one battle that you cannot win. I'm just saying. So the sooner you guys and gals accept the fact that this whole debacle was ridiculous and you want to move on, the better it is for all of us. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm gonna just take down everything that I put up so far. It's history now, and I just can't rewrite it just because you told me to. Basically, it's just gonna question my credibility. And for one, because I am a great guy and all that stuff, I'm afraid I can't do that. I can't take that away from my readers, and the readers do have a right to know what's been going on, because I have nothing to hide. I'll also forgive you for pretty much all the stuff you've done to me recently, or of yesterday though. Because, honestly, I don't want to do this anymore either. But since y'all kind of like took me out of retirement in the first place, well, y'all should have left me in retirement a long time ago. Pretty much, you just said, hey, come out of retirement so that way you could do this to us again. At this point though, you're just trying to fabricate, make up evidence or whatever in order to try to like make your case stronger, or just trying to make me change my mind and all that stuff. Cause pretty much ever since, I was ousted or whatever though, I've gotten a really good outlook in life. You guys allow me to start over. So in a way though, I should thank you. But for those of you who have served under me or whatever, just know that all of your hard work beforehand is greatly appreciated. Just like all the others who are greatly appreciated though. And even though you told me to take you guys out of the retirement list or whatever, I would have appreciated it if you would have stood in there though. I would have honored you that way. But since it's your choice, who am I to argue with you? Now, for the haters, bullies, and trolls, for the rest of you out there who either support Leviathan and Kendov at this point and are still even doing this, then, basically, like I said before, you're faceless nobodies. You're not famous for anything. You're just voices on the other side of the screen. Basically, just getting all oversensitive and angry over video game nonsense. Like, I'm not going to meet any of you in real life, so why do you have to worry? It's not like I could physically come over to your house or something and be like, hey, I brought some cookies. It just doesn't work like that though. And I know that some of you are a little bit angry because of COVID or whatever. And that's probably part of the reasons why we're all a little bit angry, is because of COVID. I get it. But the problem is that even without COVID though, yeah, it still won't make a difference anyway. Which is why I'm going to close the chapter to this whole Lassie, Kendov, and Leviathan nonsense, okay? And as I said before though, I'm going to move on with my original plan. To rebuild Lassie, as a Halo clan. While of course, maintaining the other instances of Lassie in other video games too. And basically just get all of my work done before Infinite comes out. Now, speaking of Infinite though, yes, I am planning on, rebuilding Lassie there though. I'll try to rebuild as much as I can here before that, but it is what it is. It's a slow process. Now, you're probably wondering, what am I going to do for Lassie's 11th year anniversary? Well, I do have a surprise for all of you though. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make something for my YouTube channel. Sorry for stuttering, by the way. And I'll give you a hint, though. It's basically music to my ears. And if you already picked this up, congratulations. You're highly intelligent. Well done. But for those of you who don't get it, well, you have maybe 3 weeks to figure it out. And let's just say that Leviathan and Kendov are going to especially be surprised at this. Don't worry, it's a parody, so it's just all a joke or whatever, so don't take it too seriously. But if you want to take it seriously, then that's on you, man. It's not like you could do much more anyway. But to prove to you that I really don't think that you're all that worth it to me anymore, I'm just gonna simply end this video like this.